Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today we're going to talk about how to find the second last date. What does that mean? Well, you know how to find the last date, like the last order date, the last date that a customer placed an order. How do you find the date before that one, the second last date? That's what we're going to talk about today. Today's question comes from Simon in Blue Springs, Missouri, one of my gold members. Simon says, this might seem like a weird question. Simon, you have no idea the weird questions that I get. This is nowhere near a weird question. But I need to figure out how to find the second last date that a customer placed an order. I know I can use DMax to determine the most recent order date, but how can I find the order before that? Why I need to know it? Don't ask, long story. No, I get it. I've had clients before that have wanted to find all kinds of weird stuff, so this is by no means a weird request. Basically, we can do this with DMax with the proper criteria, and we'll talk about that in just a second. For the rest of you who don't know how to use DMax, this will be an expert level video, which means it's a little bit beyond the basics. It's not quite a beginner topic, but you don't need any programming for this, just the use of a couple of functions. What functions, you ask? Well, there's DMax. If you've never used DMax before, go watch this video. It's for finding the maximum value in a table or query. And DMax is a close cousin of DLOOKUP, which DLOOKUP is the first and most popular of all of the domain lookup functions. That's what that D stands for. And a domain is simply a set of records, a table, a query, whatever, right? So if you're not familiar with either of these, watch DLOOKUP first, learn how to use DLOOKUP, and then use DMax. There's a bunch of them. There's DCount, there's DSum, there's a whole bunch of D stuff. But go watch these if you haven't watched them before. They're free. They're on my YouTube channel. They're on my website. Go watch those and come on back. All right, so here I am in my Tech Help free template. This is a free database you can download off my website if you want to. And in here we have customers, and customers have orders. Okay, now these orders aren't in any particular order. Get it? All right, we got one from March of 2023, another one from March 15th. Let's add another one from today. I'm going to come in here and go control semicolon that puts today's date in there. And another order. And he ordered some stuff. And okay, good enough. Now I'm going to sort these in reverse order. I'm going to right click and go newest to oldest so we can see, okay, the most recent orders today, July 12th, 2024. The one before that goes back to March of 2023. That's the one I'm looking for. Okay? Now, you can do these calculations anywhere you want. You can put them in a query. You can put them in a form. I'm just going to make little form fields on here. So when we open up the customer's record, it will immediately show us what we're looking for. Okay, I'll just grab one of these other fields like credit limit, copy, paste, and let's slide it down maybe over here. Okay, and let's put this guy, let's call this the max order date. Max order date. Okay, and we'll change this over here. We'll say max order date. And get rid of the control source. We're no longer binding this to credit limit. Get rid of that format. It's no longer a currency. And for the control source, this is where our DMax function goes. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this better. Shift F2. That'll zoom in. And this one's pretty straightforward, right? This is going to be DMax. What do I want? I want the largest of what field? Order date, right? From the order table. What's my criteria? Where the customer ID equals the customer ID on the current form. This is a field on the form, right? It's right there, customer ID. Okay, and we're going to concatenate that onto this. So this whole string is going to end up reading customer ID equals 1 or 6 or whatever number we're on. Okay, don't put this inside the string. All right, do it like I have it right here. You'll save yourself some headache. Yeah, it sometimes works the other way, but not always. All right, okay, hit OK. Save it, close it, open it, and there we go. There's the max order date. If you look in here, you'll see that's the max order date. Perfect. Now, we want the one before that. Now, there's two ways you can do this, and it all depends on what you're looking for. Okay? If I say, show me the next oldest order date, then that won't take into consideration if they have multiple orders on the same day, right? If they came in here, if they placed 3 orders on this date, and I look for a date that's older than this one, then you might get, 4 orders ago because they placed 3 orders today. But that might be what you want, right? If they came into the store today and placed 3 separate, they went to the counter, they ordered something, I forgot. So I went back and got a shovel. All right, now that's a second order on the same date. If that's what you're looking for, that's fine. If you want to know that the previous date that they placed an order is, then that's fine. That'll be method number 1 that I'm going to show you. It'll ignore duplicate orders, okay? But you might want to know if they placed another order, and even though the second order was placed on the same day, you might want to know that too. So there's 2 different ways you can approach this problem. It all depends on what you're looking for. I'm going to show you both methods, okay? One's a little easier than the other one. All right, so let's come over here, back to design view. All right, let's copy this bad boy, copy, paste, Control-C, Control-V. This will be the previous order date. Previous order date, and let's come into here. Let's change your name to previous order date, and let's take a look at our control source now. All right. Now I'm looking for the date before the date that I just found, so before the max order date. So I'm still going to use DMax. I still want to find the largest value, but I want the second largest value, right? So I want the order date from order T where this customer is the same, but I got to add a criteria onto here. So ampersand, remember this is a string, right? So I'm going to put quote, space, don't forget that space is important. And now I want the date where the order date is less than the one that I just found. So I'm going to say where the order date is less than, now dates have to go inside of hashtags or pound symbols or octothorpes, whatever you want to call them, this guy, right? And max order date, and close that thing up. Okay, so let's say max order date was July 12th today, right? This will get replaced with July 12th, 2024, and then my criteria will be customer ID equals 1, and order date is less than July 21st, whatever. Okay, see how that all works? Let me make this a little bit easier to read here. Right there you go. That's easier, right? There's the customer ID and order date, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I know all this concatenation stuff is tricky, but this is just, you gotta learn it, folks. I got several videos on concatenation. I'll put links to them down below if this stuff is tricky for you at all. All right, hit OK. All right, save it, close it, open it, and there we go. There's the order date before that one. And if we look in here, you can see there, and there we go. Okay, now, once again, if the user has multiple orders on the same date, this won't give you the second last order. It gives you the second last order date, which is correct. But if I come in here and put another order in the system for today, right, blah, 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 okay, close this, reopen it, and it's still giving you 315, even though the previous order is still 712. So if you want to find this, we have to use a slightly different strategy. What we have to do in this case is say, okay, I know the order date of the max order date, right? Give me its ID. So we'll use DLOOKUP. Now, I want you to find the order that precedes this one that's not this guy, but is less than or equal to that date. Okay? Or you could literally say, give me the max of their order dates except for that one. All right, so let's go back here. Let's get the order ID for this one. It won't matter which one you pick, right? There's 2 orders in here. There's 18 and there's 17. Unless you really care, you could say, give me the largest ID if you want to. But again, you can't always assume that IDs are in order. But unless you put timestamps on here to where you know the order date by the second, then, yeah, I mean, you could grab the order ID, use the max of that if you want to. That's up to you. It's how, again, these are your Legos, however you want to put it together. So I'd say let's use the max of the auto number. There's really no other way around it, right? Okay, so design view. This is why, personally, when I do an order entry system, I like to store the time in there as well. Because even though you might not think up front that you need that information, later on down the line you might. It might make a difference to you which one was placed first to the minute. or to the second even. Okay? All right, so let's copy this, copy paste. I'm going to slide this one over here. This is going to be the max order ID. We're going to get the max order ID. So open this guy up. This will be max order ID. Now, we already know the max order date, right? So we're going to DMax the order ID from the order table for this customer, where the order date equals that max order date, right? In other words, give me the largest auto number for this customer, right? For the customer's orders from this date. So if there are 3 orders in the same date, I want the most recent one based on the auto number. Okay, save that, close it, open it, and oh, got an error. What'd I do? Well, let's take a look. Oh, I see it. See, sometimes when I'm talking to you guys, my brain and my mouth are running faster than my hands on my keyboard. Did anybody see the error? See where it is? Read it to yourself. Customer ID equals 1. Right there. Forgot my and. See? Sometimes it's easier if you can see it like that. Right? And order date equals whatever. Forgot my and. And I leave these mistakes in the video because if I make the mistake, chances are you'll make the mistake too. There we go. All right, max order ID is 18. So there are 2 orders in the same date. That is the max one. So now to find the second one, to find the second order, you could look up the ID or you could look up the date, whichever one you want. I'll just look up the date. All right, so let's find the second order date. So copy, paste, slide this over here. I'll call this the second. All right, second order date, open this up. Let's call this here. I don't like starting my names with a number. You can, but I don't like to. So I'm going to call this second order date. All right, so we're going to look up the order date where, let's get rid of this. We don't need to worry about this anymore. We're going to DMax the order date where the order ID is not equal to the max order ID that we just found, and it's a number, so we don't have to enclose it inside of anything. Hit OK. Max order ID, just double checking. Yep. Close it, open it, and there we go. So the second order date is also on July 12th because there's 2 of them, right? So we just found that one. We found the order, the max order where it's not order 18. All right, you with me? So again, it's all a matter of which method you want to use to look up the second order. Do you want the second order date, the date on which they were previously ordering, or do you want the actual order from the second, the second order date? You get it. Yeah, that is a weird question. No, I'm just kidding. It's not really that weird of a question. I see lots and lots of stuff like this. That's why I do the tech help videos. If you like learning this stuff and you want more, I got lots of lessons on my website, folks. Access Expert Level 27 is where I start my complete guide to access date and time functions. We go through all kinds of stuff like that. I go through all the different functions in my Access Expert series. In Access Expert Level 29, we start working on the domain aggregate functions. The lookup, the sum, the count, the average, the max, the min, the first, the last. I can make a poem out of this stuff, right? Got all kinds of functions, all kinds of examples. This lesson alone by itself is over 2 hours. So we cover this stuff exhaustively, folks. Exhaustively. Like me right now, I'm exhausted. Been sick for 2 weeks. So check all that out. It's on my website. I'll put links to it down below in the description. You can click on it. If you have any questions, post them. And that's going to do it. That's going to be your tech help video for today. I hope you learned something, my friends. Live long and prosper. I'll see you next time. A special thank you and shout out to our diamond sponsor, Juan Soto with Access Experts Software Solutions. They're manufacturing experts specializing in Microsoft Access and SQL Server. Juan is a 13-time Microsoft Access MVP. Check him out at accessexperts.com. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have below. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. Click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Want to learn more? Click the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. YouTube does a pretty good job of hiding it. It's right down there. See this part of the description here, right? The name, the video's up here. There's a little Show More down there, right down the bottom. It's kind of hard to find. But once you click on that, you'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. And YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted like they used to do. But if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. And you can pick how frequently to get emails from me, either as they happen, daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, if you'd like to become a paid member of my channel and receive all kinds of awesome perks, click on the Join button. You'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks, including my extended cut videos, access to my code vault, lots of VBA source code in there, template downloads, and lots more. I'll talk more about these perks at the end of the video. Even if you don't want to commit to becoming a paid member and you'd like to help support my work, please feel free to click on the tip jar link. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got some puppies to feed. But don't worry, no matter what, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you really want to learn Access and you haven't tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, and more. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? The whole thing, free, 4 hours. Go watch it. And okay, a lot of you have told me that you don't have time to sit through a 4-hour course. So I do now have a quicker Microsoft Access for Beginners video that covers all the basics faster in about 30 minutes. And no, I didn't just put the video on fast forward. But I'll put a link to this down below as well. Now, if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it, $1. And that's another whole 90-minute course. Level 2 is also free for paid members of any level, including supporters. So if you're a member, go watch level 2. It's free. Okay, want to get your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my Tech Help page and send me your question there. Members get priority, of course. While I do try to read and respond to all of the comments posted below in the comments section, I only have time to go through them briefly a couple of times a month, and sometimes I get thousands of them. So send me your question here on the Tech Help page, and you'll have a better chance of getting it answered. And while you're on my website, be sure to stop by my Access forum. We've got lots of lively conversations about Microsoft Access and other topics. I have a fantastic group of moderators who help me answer questions. Shout out to Alex, Kevin, Scott, Adam, John, Dan, Juan, and everybody else who helps out on the site. I appreciate everything you do. I couldn't do it without you. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't like Facebook. Don't get me started. Now, let's talk more about those member perks if you do decide to join as a paid member. There are different levels: Silver, Gold, Platinum, and Diamond. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut Tech Help videos, one free beginner class every month, and some other perks. Gold members get all the previous perks, plus access to download the sample databases that I build in my Tech Help videos, plus access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use, the code that I build in most of the videos. You'll also get higher priority if you do submit any Tech Help questions. Now, answers are never guaranteed, but you do go higher in the list for me to read them. And if I like your question, you got a good chance of it being answered. You'll also get one free expert level class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus even higher priority for Tech Help questions. You get access to all of my full beginner level courses for every subject, And I cover lots of different subjects like Word, Excel, VBA, ASP, lots of different stuff, not just Access. These are the full-length courses found on my website. You get all the beginner ones. In addition, once you finish the expert classes, you get one free developer class per month. So lots of training. And finally, you can also become a Diamond sponsor. You'll have your name or your company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown on each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you again soon.